This silence, this quiet, it's serious, unsettling. The little toddler whose chitter, chatters, giggles and laughter fill the house, that little one is quiet, so quiet. One can hear the echoing silence. One who cannot hear, cannot speak. A child learns to speak what he hears. Slowly he replicates and imitates the sound that he hears. The sad truth is that the parents of such children still don't realize the gravity of the situation.
It is necessary to keep the index of suspicion really high while examining children with hearing loss, particularly if a mother or a grandmother says that the child has hearing loss. These parents and children should be referred to a center of excellence at the earliest possible.
There are 5 sensory organs in the body. One of them is the ear cochlea. Children who are born deaf have never used this sensor. The longer the wait for the treatment, the longer it takes for these sensory organs to start working.
It is very important to diagnose deafness in a child as early as possible because this golden period is very important. If we lose this period, the hearing center and auditory nerves undergo atrophy, which is permanent, and we cannot do any further development in that case.
When one gets to know that their newborn is deaf since birth, it is surely a shock followed by disappointment. One starts blaming destiny and looking for answers in their stars. This is when the right consultation and guidance is needed. With this, if trust can be garnered, hope can be instilled. First, various tests are done and the degree of hearing loss is determined. Next, a hearing aid is fitted. This stops atrophy of the auditory nerves. Over the next 3 months, after regular consultation with an audiologist, speech therapy, and keen observations of the child's response to the hearing aid, the decision of the cochlear implant surgery is made.
Cochlear implant has 2 parts, an internal part and an external part. The internal part needs to be fitted inside the body by a surgical procedure. An experienced and a trained anesthetist gives anesthesia. Once under anesthesia, the implant is fitted under the skin behind the ear. And the electrodes are fitted inside the cochlea to the auditory nerve. This is not a major surgery, nor is it a complicated surgery. However, it is indeed a very skillful surgery. The complication rates of this surgery are indeed very low, and modern anesthesia also is very safe.
In the modern era of anesthesia, newer drugs, these high-tech anesthesia machines and patient monitoring system have indeed made anesthesia more predictable and very safe even in small kids. Maintaining these safety margins of anesthesia, quality anesthesia is quite predictable. A small child can be induced without cry and maintained under anesthesia as long as the surgery lasts.
2 weeks after the surgery, the wound has healed. The external device now can be put on by an audiologist and the implant is switched on. The child now hears.
Sean, hurry, patkan. Hurry.
There is a capital difference between a hearing aid and a cochlear implant. A hearing aid works like a sound amplifier. The amplified sound reaches the ear and is perceived. However, some sounds may be blurred due to degree of hearing loss. On the other hand, a cochlear implant means complete, distinct digital sound. The instant the cochlear implant is switched on this momentous. This is the moment when the child starts interacting with the world in the true auditory sense. The right training at this stage is indispensable.
स्पीच थेरेपी में हम बच्चों को सुनकर भाषा को समझना और बोलना सिखाते हैं। इसमें सबसे पहले बच्चा आवाज़ को सुनना शुरू करता है। उसके बाद आवाज़ को अंतर करना समझता है। उसके बाद आवाज़ को पहचानने लगता है। पापा, मम्मी। उसके बाद दूसरे को आवाज़, भाषा और वाजा को समझकर बोलना लगता है।
मैं अच्छा से बात करती हूँ, बातें समझती हूँ, स्कूल जाती हूँ, अच्छा से पढ़ाई करती हूँ, सारी एक्टिविटी में भाग लेती हूँ।
Comprehension of sound and enunciation of the heard sounds are the three vital steps. Steadily, the speech therapist and counselors help the child identify new words and objects. Nonetheless, it is inexpendable that the parents train the child at home as well, enunciating so that the child listens and tries to imitate the words. In short, this homework is extremely important.
स्पीच थेरेपी लेना ज़रूरी है। जब तक स्पीच थेरेपी नहीं लेंगे बच्चा बोल नहीं सकता।
After the surgeon's advice, once the parents agree to go in for a cochlear implant, they are furnished with the details of the expenses it entails. The cost can go up to rupees 6,50,000. This cost includes the tests, vaccination, and all the necessary investigations before the surgery, cochlear implantation surgery, and of the implant itself. This is a substantial amount for a common man. We understand that. We stand by you. Once you take a decision to undergo this procedure, if you cannot arrange for entire amount, tell us honestly how much you can. We will guide you for raising the rest of the funds.
ऑपरेशन करण्यासाठी बरेच म्हणजे प्रॉब्लेम आले, पैशांचे वगैरे सगळं काही सगळं डॉक्टरांकडनं हॉस्पिटलकडनं आम्हाला फार मदत भेटली.
Friends, there are many philanthropists, Samaritans and organizations who believe in volunteering funds for a good and honest cause. The challenge is simply to reach out to them. It is important that you keep a positive attitude throughout and keep alive the dream of giving your child a sound future. This is turn will manifest and foster confidence and positivity in your child as well. This confidence is essential. We are always with you and our team always eager to help. Consider the hospital your home.
Indorewala ENT Institute and Research Center is in the heart of a city and a convenient place to reach out. It has an excellent ambience where parents and patients can feel at home while taking a speech therapy. To help our patients, we have an organized system where all investigations related to cochlear implant can be performed in one day.
There are many individuals who develop a hearing impairment later in their life. Hearing aid may not be helpful for them. Cochlear implant can give them good hearing. They can hear the same quality of clear distinct sound that they were once used to with the cochlear implant. This is in turn improves their speech as well. Once an individual walks in the doors of the hospital, they no longer remain mere patient. They now have a strong personal bond with the hospital and the doctors. It is not uncommon to see children having undergone a cochlear implant blending in effortlessly with their peers. The exercise need to continue at home to bring the child up to speed. These children no longer need to attend special schools for the deaf and mute. They are absolutely comfortable in a mainstream education. It is implied clear and visible that slowly and steadily these children develop confidence in conducting themselves independently. This confidence reflects in the parents too. The resonating pride, joy and satisfaction for the parents can only be felt.
या इंदोरवाला ENT हॉस्पिटलमधलं वेदचं पहिलं ऑपरेशन आहे आणि मला सांगायला अतिशय अभिमान होतो का आता वेद सामान्य मुलांसारखा बोलू शकतो, ऐकू शकतो.
आज ती माझी मुलगी आई बाबा बोलायला लागली म्हणजे मला वाटलं का बाबा ती आता तिच्या पायावरती उभी राहू शकते.
आता ती सर्वांप्रमाणे ऐकते, छानपैकी मस्त खेळते, हसते, बोलते आणि आता ती शाळेत पण जायला लागली.
We would like to appeal to our pediatrician, general practitioner and paramedical friends who work so commendably in rural area. If you come across a child with a hearing disability or a speech impairment, guide them and counsel them to visit an ENT facility where they can get all the investigation and treatment they need.
In US and Europe, the hearing evaluation is done before a newborn child is discharged from the hospital. I think such policies should be adopted in India.
The population of Maharashtra is 115 million and 1.8 million children are born every year. 4 out of every 1,000 newborns are deaf. For half this number, cochlear implant is essential for them to hear. However, only 400 such children are implanted every year. For the remaining 90%, unfortunately, the question is still unanswered. The number of such children is growing by the day. To this end, states like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan Armed Force and Indian Railways offer special grants and help to its bona fide residents and employees. However, Maharashtra government does not provide any aid to its citizens on this front. At Indorewala ENT Hospital, the following facilities are available. State government employees and their dependents are provided with monetary compensation for cochlear implant expenses by the government. Central government employees and their dependents who undergo cochlear implant can avail cashless treatment. And hence, this genuine heartfelt appeal to all helping hands and philanthropists. A common man cannot afford a cochlear implant. If philanthropists come forth and voluntary monetary support for such a procedure, the financial burden of this treatment can be considerably reduced. Your monetary support can help a child enter mainstream society. Surely, you can understand the cascading impact this on these individual children, their families, and our society. The gentle request to all affluent businesses, charitable trusts, and NGOs, deaf children from families which are below poverty line need to be helped. With your help, these little birds can learn to listen, speak, communicate, and become a part of society. One little drop from your ocean can transform their lives, can make them self-sustainable. You need to extend your support just once. It is just a matter of time that you will find these children becoming assets of our society.
खो न जाएंगे तारे ज़मीं पर
A liability of a society has now become into valued asset. a child who was not hearing now is a speaking and talking child and becomes a part of the mainstream of society.
ये तो आशा की लहर है, ये तो उम्मीद की सहर है, खुशियों की लहर है, खो न जाए